So I thought it'd be a great day for a pub crawl, seeing as it's so warm around Worksop. So we're right at the top end of Worksop at the White Lion. Now this used to be the main road in and out of Worksop at the top end, because there wasn't a bypass around it, so all the traffic would have come through from here, backwards and forwards. I've just been speaking to some guys outside a pub just down there, met somebody who works in the IT at HSBC where I worked, and I found out some interesting information at the other pub, so I'll actually tell you things as I'm going along. I understand, I think this was originally called the Top Hat, but I don't remember it being the Top Hat, I think. So we'll go down to the next pub anyway, and I'll take you through all the pubs. So I'm outside the Tiger. Now originally it was called the Cottage, but just prior to being the Tiger it was the Old Blue Bell, because the Old Blue Bell's actually further along, but it moved into where this one was, so it all gets a bit confusing. But I've spoken to people, I think it might be the landlord or whatever, or somebody who just knows it really well, that was sat outside the pub. So where it says it looks like Fuggles, I've not heard of that before, but this was the actual Old Blue Bell originally. So the Old Blue Bell was here, moved across to there. So next stop is the Ship Inn. I'm now at the Ship Inn at the top of Worksop, and just see Airs next to it. And what I was told is that they did actually do the pub up, but they didn't do it up to the right standards with it being listed or something. So whoever it was couldn't afford to run the building anymore. It got sold on possibly, and now I think somebody else is taking it over probably. So it may become a restaurant again. Right, like I say, I've been in on a Thursday night, and the main night in Worksop, what I remember, used to be a Thursday night, used to be heaving, but I don't think it's been like that for years. So we're down to the French Horn next. So we're now down at the French Horn, beautiful looking building. And what I was told is, because the building wasn't being used, the council made the owner sell this building on so it gets some use. What I'm told is, I think this flat's actually been used in the top part of the building now, which is such a shame, because it's really got potential as a building. And what it was suggested by one of the chaps outside the pub is that this ought to be a real ale pub. It's not big enough for food or anything, but I don't know, you could convert upstairs into a restaurant, couldn't you, really? So it's been shut for quite some years now, but it's just such a fantastic architectural building. So we'll move down to the Lion next. So we're at the next pub, the Lion. I might be able to peek in up the side. I don't know if there's a bit of a courtyard up there. If I can, as I walk past, I will do. I understand this pub's haunted, and I think I upset somebody in Stony Muddleton, because I think there's a pub there called the Moon or something, and it's haunted. I think it even says it on the board there, and this woman came onto my video and telling me it's not haunted. So you know, some people see ghosts, some don't, and I'm only going on what rumours are. So that's the Lion. If I can peek in, I will do up the side. If I can't, I'll go to the next pub. So that's a little peek in up the side of the Lion, but I'll find you in the next hidden pub in Worksop. So on the main high street in Worksop, and I'm just going to take you onto Castle Street. And it's called Castle Street because there was a Mott and Bailey castle up here. All that's remaining is a grass bank over the top, but you can actually see the bank. But we've got the Swan pub here. I'm guessing it's actually not a pub at the moment, shut down. Another beautiful old-fashioned pub like the French Horn. There's a for sale sign on it. It's funny how pubs used to be able to run when they was not selling food in them, and nowadays even struggle selling food in them. So we'll find the next pub wherever that is. So we're outside the Unicorn pub right in the middle of Worksop. I think it's thriving. because I think it has a certain clientele that come in here. The reason I did come to do this video today, because I can't believe that the old Queen's Head, or the Queen's Head, has been turned into a Vietnamese restaurant. So that's a bit of Worksop history going down the drain. So I'll show you the Queen's Head next. So we're right in the middle of Worksop now, and you can see the Queen's Head, which is becoming a Vietnamese restaurant. At the left hand side of it there was a little coffee shop opened up. I don't know if that was the original part of the pub or just an extension of it. But I thought the Queen's Head was reopening as a pub when I saw a sign on it, but it's quite clear. You can actually see the sign for the new owners going up. So will they be removing the Queen's Head sign on it that you can just see up there? So it says Queen's Head Bar. And now you've got another sign there. So I'll find the next pub on the journey. But one of the things, when I went on YouTube and looked at the old pubs, these pubs I didn't even know about in Worksop. So many pubs have gone long before even my time. So this is Newcastle Street. I just had to check on the sign. Now this is Wetherspoon's pub. Used to pop in here for a coffee, one of these coffees where you can keep filling your cup up. Also came in here a few times when we were doing Brexit stuff, because Tim Wetherspoon was supportive of Brexit. So not my favourite pub, but you know, it's there, so I'll go to the next one. So I'm now on the back streets of Worksop off the town centre. And we've got the Shire Inn. I know Shire Inn used to have a really good Sunday League football team. But it looks like the Shire Inn's been plasticated. So I'll find the next pub. I think there's another pub just round here. So another pub here. I don't even know what this pub is. It's called the Greendale Oak. I've never really heard of it. So I'll see if I can find another one around here. I think there's an house marked as an original pub as well. If I can find it, I will do. So that's the front of the Greendale Oak. And here, I think this was another pub here, but I don't know the name, I can't remember it. I'll probably know it if somebody told me what it is. I don't know if there's another pub around here as well, but if I find it, I'll actually video that as well. So I couldn't find another pub around there, but we are around what would have been the castle area, so there would have been quite a lot of pubs around this area. But if you look at the old videos on Worksop pubs, you'll find out there's probably 30, 40, 50 pubs disappeared in Worksop since the 50s and 60s. So right in the centre of Worksop, you can see this billboard, and you can see Worksop as it used to be. And just here, so I'm on the left hand side as you go up the hill towards the market. You see the George Inn there, but that's gone a long time ago. Like I said, it'll be one of these 30, 40, 50 pubs that's gone a long time ago. Somewhere along Bridge Street, where I'm pointing in that direction, I think was a Dandy's nightclub. It was only a small nightclub with like mirrors on the wall that made it look bigger. I can't ever remember going in it, or if I did, I probably only went in once. But somewhere around here was Dandy's, and I think you had to go upstairs to it. So can anybody point that one out from this shot here? So we're now looking at the King Edward. I remember, same again, King Edward having a really good Sunday League team. Just to the left of me, just up there, if you go behind the houses, there was the old cattle market, and I remember that, you know, quite a long time ago. Became a car park in the end, and it's just behind the the old library and the new library. So we're going to find the next drinking establishment. So where you can see Wilco at the bottom, that used to be the old Annibals and Rockford's nightclub. I used to go back in there in the late 70s and early 80s. I'll find you the next one after that, because there's nothing to see but that burnt down. So by the side of the canal we've got the waterfront, courtyard and bar. then, well, there's one on the other side of the road and I'll just come around the corner for that. So you can see one side of the waterfront here and you can just see the canal. Now if you look across here, got another pub called the Lockside. Now when I was growing up this was actually a DIY store, massive DIY store, and it's now a pub, so we'll find the next one. So you can still see a different angle of Lockside there, which was the old DIY place, but here you can see the Golden Ball, another famous Sunday League team. Now I think it's a church, but it says the Golden Ball. Yeah, it was a pub for years and years, and then it's now a church. But I thought it says bar. It says, oh no, I thought it said Golden Ball Bar, but it doesn't. So this is a church now. It just makes you laugh, doesn't it? But you wonder why I know so much about Sunday League teams. My dad used to be a Sunday League referee, so I know all about the decent Sunday League teams from Worksop. And one of the tragic things is, I think the Sunday League closed down in Worksop this year. I don't know how many leagues it used to have, and it used to be a feeder for other clubs. Well, that's gone now. Sad. So this used to be the main junction coming into Worksop. Like I said, there was no bypass around it, so you came in this side and went out the top side. Now this was a really popular pub, and I can't even remember its name. It's like the Queen's Head on that sort of level. It says the bar chase, I don't even know if it's being used, but it was a retro 70s and 80s bar at one bit, but I don't know if it's still open. So can anybody tell us whether it's still open? So we've got another architectural pub here, Vine Hotel. It's a shame it's not a little bit painted on the outside, but whether they're making the income from it, I don't know. But it'd be nice to see it have a bit of a spruce up, and I think there are grants for buildings to get spruces up at the moment, some sort of levelling up fund of some kind. So we'll walk up to the train station next, because there's a pub in there and a pub across from it as well. So I nearly missed my favourite pub in Worksop, Frog and Nightgown, back in the 80s. Absolutely fantastic, upstairs and downstairs. Preferred going downstairs. You can still see the old sign there. We're on Carlton Road at the moment. I think it became a bikers pub years later, and now I don't know if somebody's running a business from here. There were so many pubs even in my lifetime, not including the ones before. So we're now coming up to Worksop Station. You can see the Station Hotel here. Same again, that one's a little bit of a paint up, by the looks of it. I think this would have probably had mail coaches in it in the past. I think this might be what this entranceway is up here. And now we're actually at Worksop Station. And you can see another pub here called the Mallard. I'm told that you can't take your mobile phone in there. If you use them you get thrown out, and no bad language either, otherwise you get thrown out as well. Now we could use that lady in the local police force. So that's it. I might find one more pub to add on at the end. If I don't, this is the end of the video. So this could be another pub I've missed, but I don't know if it's closed down. It says Mac, I think. Yeah, it's closed down. I knew there was a pub here at some stage, but that's shut down. But it's not an original pub in Worksop. It was one. I don't know what this building was originally. Can anybody tell me what this building was originally worth? So what it was built for? Because whoever built this spent some time and detail in building that building. So that's it. It's a definite over and out from Worksop on the pub tour.